Hi, how you doing? It's Ricki in the podcast bedroom now because I've moved room, and I'm joined by the famous Joan Charles. How you doing, Joan?
Don't know about the famous bit, but I'm doing all right.
Aye. How's your week been?
Aye, busy, doing some classes, doing readings online, and got some new stuff for next week. So I just kind of keeping busy and occupied.
Yeah, I know we were talking earlier on, and you were saying it kind of got to you a wee bit yesterday, didn't it?
Oh, last night was a meltdown for me. I was like, oh my God, I can't see my kids. I can't give them a hug. I think, again, it's that human contact and you want to hug your kids.
I know.
But do you know what? Again, every day's a new day and you just got to kind of get on with it, lift your spirits and go for a walk.
No, it's strange. I mean, everybody always sees you as a very positive person, and you're just human, But I'm the same. I'm missing my grandson and my daughter and that as well, And that's
Especially a new wee baby, that's a
I know.
want to be around, that's a wee shame.
So, well, my daughter's been sending me FaceTime videos constantly, So, aye, that's all good. But aye, so
Oh.
aye, but I just need to kind of stay positive, don't you? And hopefully this will be done soon.
It'll not be long and then you'll be able to get them over the weekend and just then you've got that. When you coming for them?
Oh, I know. She'll be like, can you babysit him for the next 2 weeks since you know it's had him for ages?
2 weeks for the next 10 years.
I know. So tonight's going to be a bit different. So the first week we done tarot cards, and then the second week we done your favourite songs. And now I didn't even know about this thing, and I'm going to really even struggle to say the word. It's doodleology. Is that right?
Perfect.
So you're also a doodleologist. Is that right?
So this all, I know that's weird, isn't it? So this all started when I used to work for the Sun, and I worked for the Sun, and I did some work for the Drum and a few other magazines. So people used to send me their doodles, and I would look at the doodles and say, "This is what I feel. This is what I think." Yada yada. And one day, one of the guys had said to me, "Look, they're looking for somebody down at the Walton Centre in Liverpool for neurosurgery and brain awareness. You want to go down and do doodles and analyse them for patients and celebrities." So I went down and I did that, and it was really great. So kind of from that, I did a lot more. But there's a professor in America called Dr. Robert Burns, nothing to our Robbie Burns, but he said that, how you go for, what is it you get when you get the brain thing? Is it it's not an ECG because that's
an MRI, is it? No?
Whatever it is, these wee bit things on. And what he was saying is like when you hold a pencil, it's like the stylus from one of those, because the brain waves are going to the hand and the pencil acts as a stylus. And so it kind of, what happens is it brings up things from the subconscious, but the forerunner to that was Jung, and Carl Jung used to analyse his patients' doodles, because rather than say, lie on my couch and tell me what happened 14 years ago at 2:30 on a Sunday, he would just look at the doodles, which would bring some things from the subconscious to the fore, and that would create the dialogue between the patient and the psychiatrist. So it's been widely used for therapy.
I've already seen some of the doodles. You've not seen any yet. And I get a slide because somebody said mine's isn't actually a doodle. Mine's is more like a drawing. It's a terrible drawing, but see, when I doodle, I normally set a wee scene, so I can be on the phone and I can be thinking about something, and I'll be like drawing away, and then all on the same page, something else might come into my head, and I just start drawing away. And then it's all just daft ideas, So I was actually watching Sky News when I was doing my doodle.
So you're going to be first.
But then everybody's going to slag my drawing, so let's put it on here. I'm just going to get it all set up now because I just need to kind of flip between screens and things like that. So it'll just be a wee minute, all right?
That's fine. Some people sit and doodle on the phone and things like that. Whereas different people like yourself, they might just do a whole scene.
Aye.
I guess it just depends. The most important thing is that you're not really thinking, you're just drawing whatever comes, rather than going, I think I'll draw a house, I think I'll draw flowers, etc., etc. So it's just free drawing, free hand drawing.
Right, I'll put mine up first, right, and then I'll let you say what you think, and then I'll tell you what was going on in my mind when I was doing it, right?
Right, okay.
How does that sound? Right, hold on. You want that to go full screen, don't you?
Yeah. Well, Jesus Christ, were you on the drink when you did this?
Well, I was hungover for last night, so maybe it was still in my system.
Oh my God, that is so all over the place. It's almost like I actually feel quite anxious. It's as if my brain is going 100 million miles an hour from one thing to another, to another, to another. And you can see that you have been watching, so a bit of the Sky News is filtered through with the distancing thing and all of that kind of thing. But see that big squiggly bit at the bottom? That's almost like underlying garbage. There's stuff that you're like that, I'll get round to sorting that and I'll deal with that later. And, you know, so it's kind of, I don't know if sometimes you just put things to the side and it's like when I've got the time, I'll go back and look at that rather than kind of sometimes dealing with it maybe when you need to deal with it. It's very busy, which I know, I do know that about you. You're a busy person anyway, but I think that you're a bit mental too, because that's not crazy. I think you like the banter, and I think that, well, you can see that happy birthday thing, so old folks. Your sister's not going to like that. I was thinking that was just a party.
I never thought of that. She's not 90 right enough.
But it's also in sections. Can you see you've sectioned that off? Can you see like sort of the Sky News is the one bit, the old folks home is the middle, and then you've got this breaking news?
Aye.
Yeah. So if I was to look at that, I'd be saying, so the far left, the Sky News, has got predominantly the biggest section there, and the left is more to do with the past. So I would just say there's still a lot of past stuff that you're catching up with, and that's why I think the kind of, I nearly swore there and said the crappy bit, but that's what I will say, the crappy bit at the moment. Or that jiggly bit. Or that jiggly bit is kind of like, oh my God, that's still there. I need to get rid of that. I need to sort that. So now you can see in the present, there's the kind of space between the present and then the right-hand side is kind of equal. So where you're going from now to the future is quite balanced, quite equal, but the past is taken up quite a bit. And I would just say, so that the present, you've got the music, you're in that kind of, which looks like a TV screen, which is all your podcast stuff. Going forward, I don't know whether there's something going forward about, I kind of want to say like a TV thing. There's some kind of television thing, and I don't know if there's an idea for a programme or something like that. But there's something going forward where I feel that you're going to maybe do, kind of expand on what you have been doing. Let's put it like that.
Maybe we're going to get our own show.
Oh, maybe. On Sky News.
Do you know, that's quite funny what you're saying, because my drawing must be terrible then, but it's quite funny when you put it that way, because you see that as a TV screen. That's actually meant to be that's a building, that's the old folks, and underneath it that's the bushes.
No, but you know, it's not about what you draw, it's what's underneath it.
Underneath it, I know. No, just when you were saying that, I was like, no, that's quite funny.
I think the guy that's got that, what does it look like? An injection that's going to go in. He's wearing a crown. Can you see that? So crowns are all about higher knowledge. So for some reason, again, this going forward, whatever kind of program thing you're going to do is going to require a wee bit more knowledge than you have. So you might have to bring someone else in on that.
That was actually a nurse wearing a mask and a superhero outfit. and then she's got a big injection. That's she's a hero. Right. I'll go move on to the next one after that.
Oh dear.
I never did say I was an artist. So,
I need time.
Right, I'm just going to bring in. So the next one is actually by Steph. So let's see. You see that okay?
Yeah, well, can you enlarge it a wee bit?
Try and make it a wee bit bigger.
Excuse me. So the first thing that I can see is the number 4 is very prominent. I don't know if there's 4 in the family or whatever. It kind of almost looks like a rocket where, I don't know, I think this person could be, when they're not in a good frame of mind, a wee bit explosive. The initial H and the initial E is quite important as well. I think they do like things connected, although I don't think that they always achieve that, because if you look at those wee squares at the bottom with the wee kind of things that connect them. That's almost like plugs here, there, and everywhere, and it looks a bit scattered. If that was the electric plugs, I'd be feet. But I would say, yeah, a bit erratic, a bit all over the place, can be a bit explosive. I'll tell you what, when they decide no, it's an absolute no. When they're going to do something, they're going to do it. Again, I don't know if there's 4 in a family. Number 4 is very, very specific. What else do we see there? I've said the initial E, I've said the initial H. It's a bit jaggy. So I'm like, oh, I don't know how you were feeling when you were drawing that, Pet, but flipping Nora, that's intense. Sorry.
That's all right, you can see what you want in this show.
Tell them that you need to give us real feedback here, because that helps everybody else to see it's real.
That's it. Well, these are all just coming in like through the Facebook channel just now, you know, so I'm just trying to, because I need to download them and then put them on other screen and things like that. So there. And this one's actually come in and the girl's actually at work now as well. So
we'll see it.
You can see it now in a minute. Let's see it. So this is Lorraine's doodle. And
that's meant to be up the other way, isn't it?
Hold on, I'll see what I can do. There you go.
Well, see if we look at this doodle, and remember I was talking about yours and the spacing of it. Mm-hmm. So she's got this very much at the left-hand corner. The rest of the page is blank. Yeah. So for me, this is like, where the heck from here? And it's very, if you can see the kind of shading of it, everything is very dark apart from that wee squiggly line at the top. The triangle facing back the way, again, is the past, and the eyes. So for me, she's quite an observant person, because if you look at those eyes, she's made them very, very prominent, stand-outish. I would like to think that it's not because she's got goiter or anything like that. I get in your eyes, but they're very, very prominent. I think she sees and notices everything. I think that, excuse me, what looks like the mouth, I don't know if that's a tongue at the side or whatever it is, but again, I think it can be very straight to the point. You know, what you see is what you get with this person, nothing hidden, no hidden agenda. And I think likes to call a spade a shovel, very much so. What else am I seeing? Oh, do you know what I can see? It's going to sound mental, but I can see a set of clackers. Do you remember? You'll not remember clackers from being a Wayne. It was this toy you got and you shook them up and down. It was 2 balls, and God, they battered your hands, and it was.
Oh, I think I remember them.
As anything. So I don't know if there's a memory about that. The initial T is quite strong. I agree, that's accurate. Chloe says, I don't know.
I think Chloe's actually Lorraine's daughter.
Oh, is that right? Well, that's good. That we've got a wee bit of feedback here, Pet. Also,
that's Lorraine's friend as well. So.
All right, okay. Do you know about the clackers, girls? Can you tell me about that? Do you know
that's in nice clackers? Sorry.
Right.
Sorry, I took you off then.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say there's something about camping, but I don't know if that's a memory, because that triangle on its side looks to the past and it's not kind of pointing to the future. I feel as if with this person, it's almost as if they're maybe a bit stuck where they are and they're looking to what's ahead, but they're not entirely sure. So what do you think, Chloe? Does that make sense? Do you know about the clackers? Maybe you don't need to answer that, actually.
Lorraine will kill me when she sees this.
Do you know Lorraine?
Yeah, we used to be, we still have friends, but we used to hang about with each other when we were younger.
Do you know about the clackers then?
Knockers or knackers?
Clackers?
Aye, clackers. I think I remember what you're talking about. You go like that.
Aye.
I thought you were talking about the old thing where they used to go to the football stadium as well. Mind they used to do that.
Oh, right.
Thing.
Yeah, aye.
Sure if it was that.
Oh, that's funny.
Do you know this one's actually I like this wee drawing. I don't know why. It's just something about this one. You've not seen it yet, but I'm just going to put it on the screen.
I like that. So what's the first name of the person?
Leah.
Right, okay. Well, the first thing I see with this is very romantic. Hang on a wee second. Chloe says, not sure, haha, but she's pretty young-minded. Young-minded, if you get me. Okay. So this person, I think, quite romantic. You know, very stylish, very kind of precise in what they like. Kind of wear their heart on their sleeve. But the mouth isn't there. The mouth isn't prominent. Keeps a lot to themselves. And if you can see the ears are shaded in, so they'll be selective in who they'll listen to and who they won't listen to. Quite a private person, very deep look at the eye, but likes detail, attention to detail. Very creative, very goes with the flow. A lot to themselves, but I would say they don't let everybody in, and that not everybody gets to know the real them. Now there's something else. I'm trying to. Now you can't see it in the picture, but intuitively I'm picking up. There's. I was going to say it feels like there's a male here, a very strong male that connects with her, and that could be romantically, because can you see where the nose in that is? And coming down through the chin, it almost looks like one of those pictures where you can see two things in the pictures, or two faces if you were to turn it around. So I feel as if there's a very close connection with a male, very strong bond, very romantic. Also, do you know what it reminds me of those? Do you remember in the kind of wartime where the girls had their hair like that, but they tied up the scarf in their hair?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I feel like, I don't know if she likes the 60s or anything like that, but that's nice. I like that.
It's nice, isn't it? I noticed the wee love hearts kind of come out of the neck as well. You know, so
And see in the hair, there's not love hearts, but it almost looks kind of like that. And I'll tell you another thing, she's a very questioning girl, because see in front of the ear, can you see that lock of hair?
Yeah.
And if you were to look at that upside down, that's like a question mark.
Oh yeah.
So, do you know her, Ricki? No?
It's actually one of my friend's daughters, and I think you've actually nailed that one, to be honest, because she's quite a quiet girl, but she's very artistic as well. So I've actually just seen a wee, I don't know if you've seen this from Sharbear. You actually gave her a reading a few weeks ago. It was about the railings and things like that.
Oh,
She's saying, sorry to interrupt, I forgot to tell Joan last week, my sister watched her reading and December is important. You were spot on, 100% spot on, and she sent her thanks and love.
oh, thank you very much for that. That's nice. Thank you.
She said, well, that's art, Ricki, not a doodle. So.
It's nice to get good feedback. That's good.
It's nice, isn't it? It's good to see that some people are returning as well, because I don't know if I said to you, Joan, but there was 1,800 viewers last week watching the show. You know, so it's really good, isn't it?
I think we've got a show, Ricki. Tell me.
I know. We just need to sell it. Let's see.
What we'll get next.
Let's see. Right. We've actually got Marie up next. So let's see.
Okay. Oh, okay. Now that's kind of in the middle of the page, and I think it's on its side. I don't think it was drawn like that, so I think that if you turn that around,
Right,
please. That's it. It's more towards the bottom of the page. So for me, first and foremost, it's certainly in the centre, but it's at the bottom. It's not giving much away, that's for sure. Ever decreasing circles. It almost looks like a snail. I feel as if that she might think, oh my God, I'm fed up. It feels like bloody a week in the jail. Do you know that way, where you're never getting anywhere very fast? But maybe in her mind there's no need to go fast. I do feel there's a lot to her, because that looks like the layers of an onion. And again, I think she's quite, if I want you in, I'll let you in. If I don't, I won't. The outer line is very deep, but the inner lines are kind of lighter. So it's almost like a wee protection, if you like. It's something to do with somebody's kidneys. So there's two things. There's something to do with three things, sorry. Something to do with somebody's kidneys. I don't know if somebody's got any problem with their kidneys. There's a baby to spirit somewhere, and there's something wrong with an ear. Somebody's got a problem with their ear. But I think she's very holistic, this girl. She wants to make sure everybody's okay, but she'll listen to you, but very much unless that you're one of the inner circle, she keeps a lot of things to herself.
Right.
You know her?
Yeah, aye, that's actually Lorraine's friend as well. You know, and somebody's actually asked a question, and I'm going to put it on the screen because it probably, I used to doodle quite a lot, the same as this kind of doodle as well. And somebody's saying, what if you doodle the same thing all the time? Does that mean anything, Joan?
Sometimes people, it's a habit thing. So, you know, if I'm on the phone, I do a box. If I'm on the phone, I do a box. And it's more to do with the habit of I'm keeping myself busy while I'm listening, rather than like that kind of, the doodles we've seen so far where there's a lot to them. And that's more to do with the subconscious. But the thing about it is if they do something all of the time, again, there'll be a significance to it. But predominantly that would more be a bit of a habit.
Right.
And you know that males predominantly do things with straight lines. People who are structured do things with straight lines. People who are creative do flowy lines.
Right. Because I tend to do see like that wee squiggle when I'm on the phone. I would do something like that, but I also write my name loads and loads of times round about it. Does that mean anything?
I'll tell you what. Have you seen what Marie said?
All right, let's see what she's saying. Wow, so true, and yeah, baby. Oh, sorry. I was like, oh, yeah, baby. Sorry.
So
she's saying, wow, so true, and yeah, baby and spirit, yeah, definitely true, Joan. Kidney trouble I've had, but all okay, and ear trouble was daughter, but you're spot on, Joan.
Oh, I'm not bad at this.
I know. What's the lottery numbers tonight?
Am I convincing you? Are you getting?
I'm getting there. Where was I a few weeks ago? I was maybe at 60%. I'm maybe up to about 80% now. So.
Hard task, master. You were saying something before that. What were you saying there?
Sorry, Marie just said, haha, Ricki, you're not my baby.
I sent you a message, Pet, to say I can't take any more friends, but you can follow me. If I can don't somebody else that doesn't kind of keep up, I'll...
I don't know. What I was saying was like I'll constantly doodle when I'm on the phone, just to, like Marie done there, the constant like doing circles and then just taking it all over the page. But then in between it, I'll write my signature all the time.
Oh, your signature.
So my signature could be on the page maybe 100 times. Does that mean anything?
Do you underline it or do you?
No. It's just as if I'm practicing, as if I'm going to be famous or something.
Shabir says, fantastic. You've made me a believer, and I was complete opposite. Oh, that's good, Hen. We like converts. Yeah, the name is about ego. So when we write the name, it's about ego. It's also a confidence thing. You know, it's kind of like, you know how you try to perfect something, as you say, it's like if I had to write my signature, and I never write my signature the same way twice. It's because I'm strange. I just don't. And somebody says for your passport, you've got to write it in a line. Oh, Jesus Christ, because I'm like, how the heck am I going to do that? Plus, it doesn't look anything like what it does in my driving license or whatever. But yeah, it's about ego. It's about self-esteem. And if somebody underlines their name, that's definitely an ego thing. It's like, Joan Charles, this is me. And I'm like, all right, calm down.
Let's see the next picture. The next one is from Danny.
Danny. Oh, that's an interesting one. Now I want to know, I think it's a cup, and I think that I'd like to know if that cup's half empty or whatever, but it's quite a strong outline. It's kind of very much in the centre, but I don't know, there's something there. It feels a bit empty, almost as if this person is kind of waiting for something. Like, I was going to say a new job, but or a new way forward, something like that. See the bottom bit, how it's got the wee line across and the wee dots. Yeah. So this person is very grounded, very solid, because if you look at the handle, it's the same. So they're very much a kind of a grounded, trustworthy, honest person. But I feel within them, there's something that's kind of, they're needing something. I don't know, maybe it's a new challenge. The 5, again, I don't know if there's 5 in a family or there was 5 in a family. That's quite strong. also the bit round about I'm having trouble swallowing, and although I've got a sore throat, I don't think this belongs to me. So I wonder if someone had problems swallowing, either now or in the past. So that's for this person as well. The cup, the rim at the top is a bit jaggy. And it's not a cup that you would want to drink out of, because you'd be like, is there bits coming out that? So again, that the bottom bit is solid, but the top isn't so solid. So again, I'm looking for, there's something that's not there's something to be achieved that's not been achieved.
I'll tell you, I didn't want to tell you because it might have changed the thing, but that's my daughter's boyfriend, and I know that his father had something wrong with his throat, I think, last year.
Does that mean up in 80%?
Yeah. Aye, I know. Well, she's saying that Danny's actually got a sore throat now as well.
Is that me?
So,
because I thought I couldn't swallow, and that quite often happens if things so. And I knew I've got a sore throat, but I knew it wasn't for me. So all right, and so does he? Is he wanting to do something else? Does he feel that there's something else for him to do?
They are watching the news, so I'm sure they'll comment.
Aye. Okay.
So let's see who have we got now.
Right, Kaylee, come on, give us a chat.
Oh,
a straight throat.
Straight throat.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if she spelled that wrong. Aye. Let's see. Right, we put on. I quite like this next three pictures. It's quite good that you've not seen any of these.
Oh no! And you did ask me if I wanted to see, and I just think just give me them as they come along, because then it's it's instantaneous.
That's one natural. So this one's from Sky.
He wants to do fashion. Oh, this is from a new business.
Sky. This one. Oh, Danny wants to do fashion.
Yeah, right. Oh, good. And a new business. Good. So this is from Sky.
It was funny because see, when she sent it in, she said, "This is Sky," and I said, "Oh, it looks like Paris."
Well, I was thinking it looks like I've never been to Istanbul, but it reminded me of somewhere like that, somewhere that's away, somewhere far. Again, that picture scans the whole page, so there's nothing missing. But if you see, who's this from? Sky.
Sky. Yeah.
Can I? Is it all right to say whatever?
Aye.
So see the kind of middle bit.
Yeah.
It looks like a phallic symbol.
Right.
So it's very sexual.
Excellent.
So I don't know if there's something sensual, sexual, and you don't have to answer this, Guy, honestly. But I just feel as if something like that going on. So maybe I feel roasting, actually. So something hot and heavy going on, basically. Let's put it like that. Right. The outline of things. So basically with this person, you'll get a kind of smattering of that's kind of what I'm doing, but you're not going to get the depth of it, because they like to just keep things a bit of a mystery. That's what it feels like. Going forward, again, I keep saying like desert places and all of that, because that looks like a camel's hump at the other on the right. So I keep saying like arid, desert, exotic places. It's the exotic marigold hotel, that'll be what it is. What else does he? Now, I think also, see the thing in the middle that says phallic, you'll see that there's a point at the top of that. So for me, that's kind of trying to point in the right direction. This is where I'm going, this is where I'm heading. But yeah, you're getting an outline, but you don't get the whole story with this person, because they maybe like to keep a lot to themselves. A wee bit of a mystery, so it's not in a bad way. It's a structure, so I do think that they like things structured in their way. It's maybe not everybody's way, but that is a structure. So aye.
That's funny, because when I was first seen it, I just seen the Eiffel Tower, but then you do actually, when you said the Taj Mahal kind of thing, you can see that as well. So.
Aye. I felt Istanbul. So that's Turkey, is it? No, aye, no.
Is it? Aye, I think so. Aye.
I'm rubbish at geography. So Sky, you can let us know. You don't need to let us know about the hot and bothered things. Or you can if you want.
That's it, I know. The next one we've got up is from Stephanie.
Stephanie, right. Well, so Stephanie, that's very kind of so the main things that people would normally draw would be trees, houses, flowers, boxes. So this is not uncommon. But if you look at this one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you've got 7 petals there. 7 is a kind of magical, mystical number. You've got the circle in the, for the middle of the flower. I think you're very kind of, oh, you want things on nice, you want it to be okay. But there's been a break there. In fact, there's 2 of the petals have got breaks in them. So I'm feeling that there's been a wee bit of hurt because they're on the left side and it's from the past. What else am I saying? Oh, there's a dog. I can see a dog's head there. But the fact that the stem comes down into an arrow into the ground is like, you are anchored. It's like, I'm staying put. See, if I've made a decision, I'm staying put. If I was to talk to you about these petals, say the one on the right, the biggest one that's kind of pointing outwards, and again, that is very much pointing to the future, with the kind of arrow pointing and right into the soil. So you've put a line there, and remember I was saying if you were to draw your name and you put a line under it, it's very firm because the line and the arrow going down are like, this is where I'm staying. And like it or not, if I'm staying here, I'm staying here. But when they change their mind, then it's different. I don't know why, but I want to say, I wonder if the moon, you know how some people really are affected by the moon energy? So I wonder if that kind of makes any sense to her. But very much an all-round, a nice person who wants everybody to be okay, but she's had a wee bit of hurt in her own life.
I actually know who sent this in as well, and there might be some kind of link actually because their dog took no well. But I think he's on the mend now, but that was just a few weeks ago. He's still kind of going through treatment and things like that, so maybe that's where the dog comes in.
Every week I get another wee percent.
Next is Gina. Let's see, Gina's. There's a few doodles in this one.
Oh, right. Now, could you make it a wee bit bigger, Ricki? Because just to see the top bits, can you pull the top bit down for a wee bit more? Right.
That's as far as it goes.
Well, I think she's a bit bonkers. I think she's a bit nuts. There's a bit of mischief about this person. Look at the boxes. She does try to have some kind of organisation, but doesn't quite manage it. A bit of leisure there, a wee bit of TV, but very deep thinker. I don't know. I think, excuse me, with the lamps and things like that, and the bit at the bottom, it's kind of like very fashion-y focused. She's got water there and a wee flask. I don't know if that's a bit of cheese or a sandwich or what the heck it is, but again, it's kind of like nourishment, but the fact she's got water and it looks like quite a sturdy bottle, so maybe trying to watch what she's eating. I keep seeing Superman, superheroes, that kind of thing. What else we got? A lot of fun, just a lot of upbeat fun. But when she's really in a bit of a bad mood, it's like, oh my God. Someone from, I keep talking about, it's a full picture, but can you see the 2 faces there, the one with the square and the one on top of those diamond shapes? Look at the nose. The nose is, both the noses point to the past, and there's lines underneath. So I think there's been really angry crosswords from the past that it's like, that's doing my boxing and it's no going. It's almost like I never got saying what I wanted to say. Reminds me of the Magic Roundabout, reminds me of animation. Very much variety. This isn't somebody who likes the same of the same. This is somebody who really wants variety. Creative and artistic, would like to be more so, but anyway, I'm rabbiting on.
No, she was just saying that the wee thing there is a barber's pole.
Aye, that doesn't matter. It's not a barber's pole to me. What else, Gina?
Oh, do you want to say it again? Sorry.
No, I was waiting her saying if she could understand the rest. She's very kind of a bit of a grasshopper mind as well, jumps from one thing to another.
Just trying to sift through all these pictures that are coming in now.
That's okay.
This one's a bit blurry, but I'll put it on and see what you think. This is from Sharon.
All right, okay. Can you put it up the page a wee bit there?
Yeah.
Just a wee bit. Aye, a wee bit further up.
That's as far as it goes,
Oh,
because it was right at the bottom.
It's very deep, isn't it? It's very deep, it's very intense. Gina says yes. Yep. I'm very focused though. I am very deep, very intense. I don't know, it's heavy. It's like a heavy heart. I wonder as well if this person has maybe lost not just one person, but two people in their life. And it's, well, obviously it's been hard to bear, but it's quite, and I also think that our heart is very guarded, but it's quite deep, quite intense. You're only going to get in there if you're allowed in, basically. And I think there's a reason for that. Big-hearted, certainly big-hearted, but just quite protective of herself. But I definitely think there's been, feels like two losses there. One of which was a lady. Wait to see. Can you put it out from Vision a wee bit? Oh, that's, oh, wait a minute. When is a lady? But I can see a man very, very clearly. And he's not that old, this gentleman. He may have worn glasses, but he's quite a happy guy. I don't think he's that old, but he's got a kind of very straight nose. Can you see if I can you? Oh, you'll not see where I'm pointing, Ricki, but it's up in the right hand side of the. Move the wee put it over a bit. The other way. Again. I just there.
Yeah.
Back there. And if you can see there's two. You see the two eyes there and the mouth. Can you see that?
Aye. So there's one eye in the mouth. Yeah.
But not that old by the look of this male, but there's also a female there as well. So
I never even seen that wee face in there either.
So whose was that?
That was Sharon, so I don't know if she's actually watching now. Some people were posting pictures during the day, so unfortunately sometimes people will watch it maybe over the next couple of days.
Aye.
So, but you can still comment on it and we can read the comments out next week, as like we Sharbear done, just to let you know you were correct about a few things, a lot of things. Let's see.
A few things, a lot of
you know what I mean.
You're so funny.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Who's this?
This is Tracy.
Tracy. What do we say? Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. That's giving me a sore heat. Now, Tracy, it looks as if you're a bit OCD, because I feel as if I want to start counting all these things. Stars, aiming for the stars. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So for me, this looks as if that there's things that she's wanted to do, but maybe not quite get around to. I feel as if she's very child friendly, and I feel very happy, very contented. Always wants to be together and have a wee get together, a wee laugh, a carry on, a wee sing song. Don't know if you work with children, but certainly, as I've said, child friendly. A lot of love and a lot of sunshine in this. Then you've got the zigzaggy wee kind of part there up at the top, but it's not your way really. I don't think you're a really structured person. I think you like to go with the flow, but it sounds contradictory then to say there are things that you're very specific about and that you can be a bit OCD about. There's 3. There must be 3 here, so I don't know if there's like 2 adults and a child, or there's an adult and 2 children, but there's 3 is very, very strong. I feel that listening to music, I want to be listening to music and just cheering myself up. I don't know why I can see a pig. Pigs are lucky, actually. No.
Have you seen those wee micro pigs you can get now?
No.
You can get like a wee micro pig as a pet.
Oh, for God's sake. Oh, no.
David Beckham's got one.
I like baking too much. No, that's not a good idea. Very happy picture, a really nice picture. Can be a bit intense. Certainly can be a bit intense if you look at some of the dark shading. It's like, you know, really scribbled in. But in general, dead happy.
She'd actually sent in 2 pictures. Do you want to see the other one, or?
Okay, I'll go.
But I think it's quite similar anyway. The second one. Sorry, I'm just transferring it in.
Oh yeah, aye. Yeah. And look at how she's written. You were talking about the names, Ricki. So look at how she's written her name differently. The top, then the one down below, and then that one in the middle is really ingrained. So it's almost like Tracy. You know, it's kind of like building up. So I feel as if she's the type of person that she's got to build up to something. It's like, I'm building my confidence here. But again, look at how happy that looks. It just looks like, I don't know, she'd be probably good as a children's entertainer. Boxes again, but they're kind of just there. But you're drawn to the circles and the hearts. Very loving, very affectionate, quite creative, trying to build their confidence. Love. Lots of love.
There's more things in 3s there again, isn't there?
Aye. Oh, here you want a wee shot, Ricki?
No, I'm just noticing that. I'm just noticing the 3 hearts, and then there's a gap, and then there's another heart. You know,
yeah. Where are you looking? Oh, you're looking at the bottom, but yeah.
Bottom, aye.
Yeah,
and see, it's like one's been cut off there, but there's.
Yeah. But can you see this bit here that's in the centre between the 2 hearts? Then you've got this, this one down at the bottom. Aye. So see that for me is, again, there's something interrupted. Something's interrupted the family there. There's been a break or a loss or something there.
Right.
And I feel that's why. But our pictures are just lovely. Right, Tracy, give us your feedback.
I know. She went all quiet. She was talking earlier on and she went all quiet now.
And do you know her, Ricki?
That's my sister. So
I
know, sorry. I'm trying to keep the family off, but they keep it coming in.
What do you know about all of that?
Well, she did separate from her husband a few years ago and met somebody new, and she's got 2 sons, so maybe that's what the 3.
All right, there you go.
Who have we got now? This one isn't actually a doodle, right? But remember the other week I told you Amanda's been on the show a couple of times, and I said that she's a really, really good artist.
Amanda?
I don't know if you remember, but you got whatever she said the other week, you nailed her basically as well.
Right, okay.
And I told you at the time she's an amazing artist.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So I said to her, she's sending one of her doodles, and she says, I don't actually doodle. She said, I do, just, it's always a full drawing. So I thought I would just show you anyway, but I don't know if you can tell anything from it. Oh. It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Are you kidding me? When did she do that?
She's pencil, and it's all done by pencil.
That looks like a photograph.
I know. It's unreal.
Look at the detail in that.
And she only just started drawing again a couple of years ago.
And look at the eyes. Now, so if I'm reading this, I would say she's very intuitive herself, because the eyes are the mirror to the soul. And the mouth is very prominent also, but it's a very happy picture. So I would say she's very happy in what she does, but she's quite critical of herself, I think. You know, everything's got to be just so, and maybe, it's not right type of thing. I think she's a fabulous artist, there's no doubt about that. But I think the critical on herself is something that she could maybe drop. But very deep, very intuitive, very sensitive girl. But oh my God, that is outstanding.
It's amazing, isn't it? I can't believe.
Stunning.
You should see she actually does a thing where you can pick your wedding dress, and she'll actually do a drawing of your wedding dress and things like that as well.
That's amazing.
She does loads of stuff, and she's done a few pictures for the armed forces as well.
Oh.
Guys in their kind of the uniform and things like that, but it's pretty amazing.
Oh, that's stunning.
Yeah, this is Brian Trench is actually my sister's new husband, and she's saying she just realised she's talking from Brian's phone.
Right.
And then she's saying that the 3 circles are actually her, Brian, and Belle, their dog.
Oh, I never realised the free stuff. I never realised the free stuff in threes. It's Tracy. I'm on Brian's phone. Oh God.
She can't really spell proper. I never realised a free stuff in threes. I think she means she must have done that. Not I drew.
Done things in threes.
She never realised she drew things in threes. So.
Well, we'll not talk about threes in case that goes down the wrong track.
What? And there's Amanda.
Oh, you're right. Yes.
Yes, you're right. Self-critical.
Amanda, you have nothing to be self-critical about. That is phenomenal. That is just outstanding. You could be doing. I mean, people love pictures of celebrities and things like that.
Aye, it's unreal. She's got her. I'm sure. Oh, I did say I'd build her a website, but I don't think she's got one yet. So, offer still there, Amanda. I'll help you with that.
There you go, Hen.
Right, this is actually the last drawing, but that's nearly been an hour already. It flies in, doesn't it?
I know. And do you know what's good about it? Thank you, gift from my mum. Oh, I think what's good about it is we've done different things and it's a bit of variety as well.
Yeah, I know. Right, let's see. Next one's from Nicola Callahan, and I don't actually know her at all, so hopefully she's watching so that
Aye.
Comment.
I can see that. Yeah, that's grand. Well, I would say she on the left. Excuse me. She's got the the structure, and that's very much past and all the rest of it. I'll come back to that in a minute. The predominant thing is this beautiful flower that spans the past, the present, the future. It's almost like I feel as if it looks like somebody that's doing a ballet thing that they're jumping forward, and the petals and the flower are just keeping everything just where she wants it. But she's a free spirit. She's like, go with the flow and let's just kind of dance with this type of thing. The fact she's done the eye, she has done the left eye, and then you've got the nose there. So again, it's very much the left side of the brain is for the logic. And do you know that when the eyes see something, if it's your left eye, it sees left things, if it's right eyes. But when you hear things, so if you talk to somebody's right ear, it talks to the left brain and vice versa. So I would say there's a logical side to it, but I think predominantly she's creative. I feel quite sad. There's an awful lot of emotion in this. And I don't know if she feels as if that she hopes she would have been further ahead in something by now. But she's still trying. I feel the past as well is very much kind of maybe too structured in the past, and I think she's tried to get away from that to something that's a bit more free flowing. Again, there's a combination of everything there, but I really like that. And the thing for me is that beautiful flower. But I think a wee bit of sadness in there as well.
Do you know it's quite strange? Like when I used to doodle as well, I always used to only draw the nose in one eye as well. Does that mean something?
Well, it's funny because I used to draw the one eye, half of the nose and half of the lips.
Aye, I was the same.
I think it's depending on what side of the brain is prominent. And for me, if you were to turn that round, so that would be her left side. And again, I think that goes back to the structure. But really, that flower is so different. It's almost like, let's just go and let's be creative and let's free flow and see where it takes us. I think she's trying to kind of do more of that and get away from that kind of rigidity from the past.
Do you know, see, when I was looking at the flower as well, that kind of stood out for me for some reason, and it actually reminds me of, you know how like when you go and get your eyes tested, and you see like the wee black pupil, and then you've got all those kind of bits, you know, like the kind of veiny bits, you know. And,
so you got an eye problem, Ricki?
I don't know. I just, for some reason, that just stood out. You know, I didn't think that bit really looked like a flower. I thought it was more veins or something.
I'll train you up.
I know.
The other thing there is two things: music and also Christmas or December time is important.
Right. What do you think the bit down the bottom left? Do you think that's a wee boat?
No, I thought it was a golf course.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was a boat or a golf course.
And then, having said that, the kind of shaded bit looks kind of like water. Is it Nicola?
Aye. So she just come on.
Love my creative side, but don't use it as much as I should yet. Well, you should, Hen, because that it's almost like there's something inside crying out for that to be used. So you should use that.
It's a boat.
A boat. It doesn't look like a boat. It looks. It doesn't really matter. There's loads. So does my son. But aye, that's a nice. I like that. Also, do you know, it makes me think quite Oriental. I want to say something like Japan or the Far East or that. So I don't know if you're drawn to those places, Nicola. And can you tell us about December? Is that anything important and anything else that you want to fill us in with?
At least we know she's watching, so she'll definitely comment.
I know.
So. But that's been another good show. I enjoyed it.
That was good.
It's amazing. Just when you were kind of talking away about some of the things, I didn't even notice the things that you were saying, and then you just once you kind of point them out to you, like even that face and Sharon thing, because that drawing was like very, very small, and obviously I've zoomed in on it.
Yeah. Oh no.
It's a shame.
Oh, Hen, sorry to hear that.
So Nicola lost her father-in-law in December.
I knew December was just shouting out at me.
See, when you say that, where's it coming from? Like, was it coming from that drawing, or is it?
No. It's kind of the way I describe it is it's almost like, so if we call intuition my invisible arm, and it kind of that's just like a springboard to allow me to kind of go get the information and pull it back. Right. But do you know when you daydream and you're sitting and you go, oh, and you can see different things kind of coming in? It's like that. It's like a wee television that runs with all the information coming on it. What do you call them? The TV queue things.
Oh, aye, the prompter thing.
That runs, and it's got images and words and all the rest of it, and that's how it kind of comes about. But years ago, I used to do a lot of work with, I think I told you this, with HR companies, and I would teach them how to do signature profiling, a signature and photograph profiling, because doing a CV, I mean, we all fill it in just because you tell the person what they want to hear. But if you look at something, you're really getting that true underlying sense of the person. So, okay, you can't say, oh, you didn't have a great drawing or your signature's no great. But you could say, based on some of the information, here's some of the questions I will ask to get underneath to get that person. And, some of the companies were brilliant at it.
Yeah. Do you know, I remember years ago, I must have only been about 18, 19, and one of the jobs that I applied for actually asked me, they said I had to send in 2 different passport pictures, and then they were sending them somewhere to get like scanned, so they were, so I never got the job.
Well, then and now, Gina says, when did you know you had the gift? I think I was 5 when I first had an experience. So between 5 and 7, then again at 11. Not that I didn't have in between, but these are prominent times. And then
when did you actually come out and start using it? But
when did I come out the cupboard? So I put it when I was 11 and I had an experience. I put it on hold because I didn't have anybody to talk to, because I thought my parents would lock me up thinking I was mental, which probably am. It's no psychic, it's psychotic. But anyway, I put it to the side, and then when I was 25, my mum died. And I thought, you know what? And that's a lot of people go in search of things when they lose somebody, because they want to know, there's somebody there and their comfort. That's a comfort. So when I was 25, I kind of reinvestigated, and I did loads of things. And when I was that age, there was very little about. So a lot of what I've done has been self-taught, which I think has been good, because I think you learn more by research, doing things yourself. And there's a lot more now that people can go to in classes and things like that. But so that was how it kind of came about.
Do you think your parents had any kind of psychic abilities or anything like that?
Kind of. It's funny, on reflection, and it's only probably in the latter years, but I think my mum was quite intuitive. She maybe have said 1 or 2 things which I didn't really pay any attention to till later. And definitely, well, my dad, I didn't have a great relationship with my dad until the last couple of years of his life. But latterly, I thought, God, I remember him saying that, or I remember him saying that. So yeah, I think they were intuitive, but not kind of, outwardly, you know, it would maybe just be a passing comment or something like that. So it wasn't something discussed in the house. My son has seen loads of dead people from the age of 2. Used to scare him. Now he doesn't bother. I would him to see.
Probably would like him to see someone. Something.
Yeah, I like him to see somebody.
Aye.
All about it is when your kids are young, right up to the age of 7, that should be encouraged, and even just make it natural or don't go into it too much. If by the age of 7 you've said, "Oh, don't be ridiculous, you should grow up," you know, that's a thingy, what do you call it? It's like imaginary friends. That kills off. And so it's only later when somebody decides to go back into it, it's like kind of going back to a psychic gym. It's restarting that muscle that's not been used for a long time.
Aye, that's interesting. But you actually do classes, don't you? So, I mean, maybe that's something that you could go along to.
I do psychic development and mediumship. And what else have I done? Oh, I did a wee oracle card course the other day, and I'm doing a divination course next Monday.
Brilliant. So are you quite busy then, just now?
I'm quite busy, I keep creating stuff and putting it out because folk are desperate for something, you know.
I know.
And I need to do some because I love my work. I'm starved of my work. I'm like that. I need to be doing this.
It's going to be nuts, isn't it? See, when everybody like is finally allowed out, you know. I think the place is going to be booming. You know, the pubs, everything, restaurants, everybody's going to be. I know everybody's a bit worried about what's going to happen now, like with this, like wee restaurants and cafes and things like that. But I think when we all come back, it's going to be. Everybody's just wanting because everybody you can't even spend your you can't spend your money, you know.
And they'll go like that, and we're not leaving, we're staying.
I know, because well, I said to you earlier on, I've had like felt like I was in Groundhog Day. I was saying to you earlier on, like I've had this £10 note that I couldn't spend, so I ended up giving it to my boy. But then I've also been putting on a lottery ticket. I don't normally put the lottery on, but every time I've won another shot. So I've had this for about 3 weeks now. So I'm hoping I win the big one tonight.
The big one.
Well, there's Gina asking where do you train?
I have a wee office in Glasgow. I do a class in Clydebank. Well, when we're back to normal. But excuse me, I'm doing a lot of online stuff, Gina. So you'll see things if you go into my page on Facebook. You'll see all the things there. If you're interested, you can just drop me a message.
You've also got the website as well, which is just joancharles.co.uk. Right, so that was another good one tonight. So, I mean, we'll see what happens if you want to do another one next week.
What we're going to do next week? We're going to do psychometry. Psychology? No, psychometry.
Oh, right, I thought you said psychology. I was like, God, you'll be here for about 2 hours with me. So what is that then? So psychometry is when, so how can I explain it? So see when somebody touches something, right, there's an energy goes into that because we're all made of energy. Right, and if you don't believe that, all you have to do is rub your hands together, right, and then pull them apart, and then keep going in and out without touching them. Slowly, slowly, slowly. I can feel something in there. So that is your energy. It's called the aura, and everybody scientifically, it's been proven. We've all got this. Electromagnetic aura. So when you touch something, your blueprint or your energy goes onto that thing. So the psychometry is looking at an object. So it could be a ring, it could be a brooch, it could be anything, and just seeing what we could pick up from that. Right. So basically, people need to send in pictures of an object. Mm-hmm. God, this could end up with anything coming in. Keep it clean. No more Eiffel Towers. Oh, so funny. All right, on that note, we'll call it a night. But it's been good seeing you again, Joan. Okay, and thanks for everybody for watching. See you later. Bye.